One of the biggest misnomers that I have seen in the medical marijuana landscape is how people think that it's not widely accepted. Well, I kind of struggled with that too because I used it in order to get off alcohol and drugs and into sobriety. I feel like it is a much better alternative to the opioids and things like that that people are taking today. When it comes to drugs, any type of drugs or any type of anything really, it could be sugar, you can always get an addiction to whatever, right? The big eye-opening experience that I had for that was my mom died July of last year. And when we were on the 8th floor of Mercy Medical Hospital in Des Moines, Iowa, which is the cancer unit. And we knew that mom only had like a couple weeks, 3 weeks tops. And it came and it hit hard really fast. And the morphine wasn't working anymore and the fentanyl wasn't working anymore. And so I brought up the topic of medical marijuana to the doctors and the nursing staff. And I got some of like the weirdest feedback from doctors. Like, number one, we can't talk about that because I'll get fired from the hospital. Number two, oh, well, that's a drug. We don't want her to get addicted. Like, she's going to die in 2 weeks, you know? And finally, one of the doctors pulled me outside and said, you know what? I cannot tell you yes or no, because if I even have a conversation about it, this hospital is going to fire me. But you know the research, you know what it does. I can't tell you no. So my mom was deathly scared of not using medical marijuana because she's a Jehovah's Witness. And she thought that her entire congregation was going to disown her because she's going to take medical marijuana. The biggest eye-opening thing for me was how so many people in her congregation just came up and said, oh, honey, right? God put that on planet. Man made Jack Daniels, man made Jim Beam. He made all those things. God put this plant on earth for human consumption. For a group of Jehovah Witnesses to say that was just huge to me because they are so strict about everything that's, you know, in the Bible. You know, in life, so many people are like in religious or whatever, they call it, you know, the devil's lettuce or, you know, the devil's playground. We're not doing this or that. So it was very validating to hear that. And when that happened, you know, at that time we had our own hemp company. And that was like my big push was like with the Delta 8s and things like that. Like, look, the other alternative is opioids, heroin, alcohol. I've seen what that does to people physically. And I think this is a better alternative. So even when we had products, every single piece of our message has been about a better you or a better alternative or let us help you. So the medical marijuana thing and there are people not having acceptance of it. You know, my mom's story was absolutely crushed everything that anybody's ever told me about how it's bad or how it's not accepted or how it's not anything. You just kind of need to get over that.